You have to be present. You have to interact with children. They need you to be there for them. They need you to be there to give them the lessons that you've learned in your life, the mistakes that you don't want them to make. It's your responsibility. If you're not operating your highest self, you have to start working.
Welcome back to the Men's Podcast. If you're new here, my name is TimBohner. I was born in poverty near the dumps of Guatemala, but I was given a second chance at life, and now I'm on a mission to awaken men in this generation. Too many men have become complacent, so often forgotten who they are. I hope to inspire men to take ownership of their health, family, and lead their kids by example. Go to 317wellness.com to get started on your fitness journey.
Welcome back to another video. Today's episode we'll be talking about what it's like to be a dad, okay? So I'm gonna talk about my day, just talk about my journey as a dad, and we're just gonna get right into it, okay? So when I first met my wife, she told me she had a daughter. When she told me she had a daughter, it didn't bother me at all. It really didn't faze me. And I know it would for some men, but I think it's because I was around my nieces a lot. But I did notice a shift of my energy change when I would be with my wife and my girlfriend at the time and my daughter at that time. I realized that how much energy it sucks out of you. And before then, when I was single, I had so much energy. I had good energy. I had a lot of fuel in the tank. And just the longer we've been together, I've realized how much it does take out of you as a dad. So I've only been a dad for about 5 years since I first met my daughter, she was 5 years old. So about almost 5 years, she'll be 10 this August. And then my son came into the picture about a year and a half, 2 years later. I'm full on being a dad. I've realized that this is not easy work. Being a dad is not an easy job. I love being a dad. I love playing with my kids. I love being around them. But I also realize how much energy it takes, how much exhaustion it comes with being a dad. I remember when I used to personal train at the gym, that work wasn't that hard. I was with clients pretty much most of the day. I would go to a second job in the evening, but it wasn't very hard because I was doing security at that time. And when the pandemic hit in 2020, I was recently getting married. Actually, that week of the pandemic is when I got married. So that's another video for another story. I had to transition out of personal training because the gym shut down. So I ended up having to go full time at Amazon, which I've been there since 2020. So about 4 years, over 4 years I've been with Amazon. And it's a draining job. It's not an easy job. You go work. Now I'm doing 10 hours shifts now. I'm doing about 10 hour shifts, 4 to 5 days a week. I'm drained out by the time I get home because you're standing all day. You're walking. I average I'd say about 15 to 20,000 steps, probably more a day because you're just walking nonstop. And I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning those days, and it's exhausting. So when I get home from work, the last thing I want to do is be around people. And I hate to be like that because it should be the opposite way. You would want to be with the people you love more, but honestly, after you're done with a long day being around so many people, you just want to isolate yourself and just get away. And lately this week, that's how I've been very drained out, and I think part of it has to do with my allergies. During this season, I get very fatigued, and I can tell. So I don't like being in that state. I don't like coming home and feeling drained out. I've noticed just my energy and my negativity has just been pretty rough these last couple weeks. So, excuse me. And I've been sick too, sick and stuffed up. So it's just not a good place that I want to be in. So what I do is I get home, I'm like, say hi to my wife, say hi to my kid. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take a power nap. And I'm telling you, after I take a power nap, about 10 to 15 minutes, I feel so much better. I feel so much more energy within myself, and I'm able to just be more positive towards my family rather than just being impatient, being just an angry dad. So I have to take those power naps on those days that I'm feeling very exhausted. So the whole responsibility of being a father and being a dad, it definitely impacts my mental state, because, you know, I'm working at a job that it's not the most fulfilling job, and I'm doing everything in my power to get out of that job and to create a business that I enjoy and have purpose. And I am doing it right now. I'm building it. I've been building it for 3+ years now. And along that journey, I've seen a lot of failures. I've seen so much heartache and pain and tears, all the long days, all the long nights, early mornings that I've been doing this. And all the setbacks throughout this journey has really taken a toll on my mind and in myself, to where my heart has hardened. Just the more I'm understanding about life and just of the responsibility to be a father, the more I'm seeing why dads have that burnout. My adopted father that raised us was working all the time. We would have foster care kids as well, and I don't know how he handled it all, because seeing how I function right now with just 2 kids, I couldn't imagine having 10+ kids in your household. So my dad was gone most of the time, didn't really have a strong relationship with him, but I know now as a father, I understand that he had to do what he had to do to support us. And I definitely have a lot of respect for him, because he had to do what he had to do. So just being in that position now, seeing how exhausting it is, and working the 10 hours and trying to build this business and trying to create that wealth for my family, it's very, very hard. It's very, very difficult, especially when you feel like you haven't moved the needle over these years. It just feels like you're at a standstill. You're at a wall. The mind games just start coming in. Your mind just starts playing tricks with you. Like, you're never gonna get to your goals. You're never gonna get to the place that you want. You should just quit. But then I remember how much work and how much pain, how much suffering I have had to go through all these years to start growing, because I am seeing progress. I am growing. I am finally stepping into what I'm supposed to do, and it wouldn't happen if I would have quit a long time ago. And that's the thing about people with their goals, is that they quit before they see the results. If they don't see the results fast enough, they just stop. That's not how it goes. You have to continue going forward on your journey, and if you don't see the results, you have to figure out a different route, change things up, get moving in a different direction if you have to. Because if you continue to keep doing the same thing and you're not seeing results, then what's that called? Insanity, right? So that's what was happening with me. You know, I was doing what I thought I should be doing, and then over these years, I was hitting a wall, and finally I pivoted to what I really should be doing, which my gut already told me. But I'm very stubborn, and I like to do things the hard way. So anyways, so the energy has been low. I need to make sure that I'm giving my best self to my family and to my kids first. Work can take a little bit of my energy, especially where I'm at, because I work with so many people that don't work at all, and I have to just manage my energy. So that's something I realized lately, is that it kicks your butt. Those early mornings kick your butt. When I'm off of work, I sleep till up to 4:30 most of my days off, and I feel amazing. One, because I slept in and I feel more rested. Two, is because I'm not waking up to a job that I hate. It just takes a lot of mental strength to go to a job you don't want to go to, and that's consistently day in and day out. When I am off and I do get to work on my goals and my dreams, I'm freaking excited. I'm motivated. I'm doing my content well. I'm having a great high energy day. That's how I know that I'm walking in what I want to do, because I get excited about it. I get to work on my content. I get to work on helping inspire men, dads specifically, to step up and be the leader in their household. That's what I want to do, because I am doing it. I am disciplined, And it's because of the things that I've been through in my life. I was in the wrestling team. I played sports at a very young age. I was doing push-ups and sit-ups when I was in elementary school. And I joined the Marine Corps because that was the baddest branch to go into. So I've been through so much challenging things in my life. We used to ride our bikes down a half-mile driveway, probably 3/4 of a mile driveway in the middle of a storm. We used to walk down our lane during the coldest weather as kids, and that's why I am who I am. That's why I bounce back up when I feel like I'm in a funk, is because I've been through a lot of hardcore stuff. I've been through a lot more that I haven't shared. I am able to do all these things right now because I have developed discipline. And that is exactly what you need as a father. You have to have discipline. You have to be able to wake up early. If you're at a job that you hate, you have to be up early to work on your goals and your dreams and on what you want to do in your life. Because when you get home from work, you don't have much time with your kids. You don't have much time before you have to go to bed and do the thing all over again. So you have to be up early to work on it, or you have to be disciplined to get home from work, spend a certain amount of time on what you need to work on, and then shut it down and be with your family. And right now I'm doing this video at almost 8 o'clock. And I worked about 10-hour shift today. So you have to have energy. And there are days that are hard for me sometimes because there's not much energy. I give too much to work sometimes. You have to have energy and discipline. And the way you create energy is by developing yourself, is by working on yourself, work on your health and your fitness, doing hard things on a consistent basis each week so that you can create more energy. So that way you can do a lot more in your day and be more productive. On my days off, I have so much energy that I'm with my kids from like 3 p.m. to the rest of the night because I do everything that I need to get done from the moment I wake up, 4:30, to the time 3 o'clock hits. And then I have the rest of the evening. And sometimes I'll just stop work and be with my kids or be with my son and play. You have to be present and active in your kids' life because it's gonna impact them when they get older. It has impacted me. My father, like I said, wasn't there as much. It did hurt at that time. I didn't understand it until I became a father, but it did affect me. I didn't know how to be a man. I didn't know a lot of things I should have known to be a man, right? So that's what I'm saying. You have to be present. You have to interact with children. They need you to be there for them. They need you to be there to give them the lessons that you've learned in your life. The mistakes that you don't want them to make. It's your responsibility. If you're not operating your highest self, you have to start working. When you create enough energy within yourself, you can do a lot more. You can outwork a lot of people around you. That's how you stand out as well. Anyways, guys, until next time, achieve your highest potential. We'll talk to you in the next episode. Peace.